Hello everybody, it's me Nolsey. You join me again for another video, and today is what I promised you all, the answers video to my Ask Me Anything Q&A. So thank you to everybody that participated, everybody that sent me a question, whether it was on YouTube, whether it was on Facebook, whatever. Thank you very much. You were great sports, and some pretty interesting questions came my way. So let's get straight into it. Okay, so here we go. I got a couple of questions on my YouTube video. I put up a video 2 days ago asking if there's anybody that would like to ask a question last minute. I had 2 people come back to me on there, and I've had quite a few people ask me questions on the TFYTC Facebook page. Stuart Nicholson, thank you. Battered sausage. Battered sausage or battered burger? Ooh, I gotta have a bit of battered sausage. Moving on. Joe Kimberly Rudd, thank you. Rugby or football? To be honest, I like both. I like both rugby, and I support my local rugby team, and I support my local football team. To be honest, I'm gonna have to just say I like both, but if I had to pick one, I prefer football over rugby. Next one, Tim Sharp, thank you. Marvel or DC? I like some stuff that DC produce, and I like stuff that Marvel produce. I don't know whether you're asking the question as whether I'll prefer a Marvel comic or a DC comic, or if you mean or if I prefer the movies. But I'm going to answer that 2 ways. My first thought would be, as if you was going by the live action movies, I would have to pick Marvel over DC. Because Marvel have really done well when it comes to the preparation work. You know, they've been planning this Marvel Cinematic Universe for so long, and when it comes to DC have failed. Don't get me wrong, there's been some interesting films. I like Suicide Squad. Some people don't. It's a very 50-50 thing. I like Suicide Squad. I think it's a very decent DC comic book live action movie that they've done in a long time. I didn't like Batman vs Superman. I thought that was crap, but I thought Suicide Squad was an improvement. For that question, if you want about the live action movies, I'd have to pick Marvel. But if it comes to comic book characters, whether I prefer Marvel to DC, again, I really like DC's characters more than Marvel. I prefer Marvel in the live action movie sense, but I prefer DC when it comes to the characters, because the characters seem more interesting to me. You know, I've always liked Batman, I've always liked Superman, I like the Flash, I like the Justice League, and I like some of the... I mean, Batman is my all-time favourite superhero, or whatever you want to call the guy. I really do like DC for characters. Again, Stuart Nicholson. Fish shop chips or kebab shop chips? Gotta be fish and chips. Gotta be fish shop chips. Right, so moving on. So this is Bill Harrison again. Bill Harrison asked a numerous amount of questions on the TFYTC page. So Bill said again, if Arnie didn't have that accent, would his movies have still been as popular as they've always been? Arnold Schwarzenegger, Arnie, I'm a fan of him. I like Arnie. I think he's a really good... He's not the best like actor, but when it comes to action films, they're the most cheesiest, corniest films you could ever see, but they are so awesome. And obviously the Terminator as well. You know, the Terminator... Well, the first 2 Terminator films are brilliant. Answering the question, if Arnie didn't have that accent, would his movies have still... To be honest, it's his accent that's made him popular, definitely. I'll agree with that. Because obviously, you know, the way he says things in Terminator, you know, that he's got, you know, the way he delivers his phrases and his one-liners. To be honest, I think you could be right. I don't think he would be as popular without his accent. I think it's his accent, and then obviously him being an ex-Mr. Universe winner, with him being a bodybuilder. So if he didn't have those 2 traits, he wouldn't be, he'd just be an average guy. Then Stuart Nicholson came back on that guy again, saying, what type of chips would Arnie prefer? I haven't a clue. That guy probably doesn't eat much carbs. Right, next one, Tim Sharp. Should there be a Dredd 2? Should there be a Dredd 2? Yes. I really do like Dredd. And then Bill Harrison came back saying Stallone or Urban. So I'm pretty much getting people kind of answering their questions while I'm trying to do a Q&A here. But anyway, it adds to the fun. So basically, should there be a Dredd 2? My answer to that one would be yes. Bill Harrison came back saying Stallone or Urban. To be honest, I do like Stallone. But obviously that Dredd was bad. It wasn't a proper adaptation. Karl Urban was a fan of Dredd, so he wanted to produce a good homage to the comic book character. So I would have to pick Urban for that one. Chris Gaunt, thank you. Chris Gaunt, was there anything at TF Nation you wanted but it wasn't there? Good question. To be honest with you, I didn't go with a plan. I never do. I was looking mainly for Titan Return, Titan Return toys. I managed to pick them up pretty early on. And then everything else was practically what I felt was interesting to me. Stuart Nicholson again. What was your favourite meal at TF Nation? Well, I won't say TF Nation themselves, because TF Nation was just an event held at the hotel, so your question really should have been, what was your favourite meal at the Hilton? But, yeah, so what was my favourite meal at the Hilton? Well, to be honest, I only ate one meal at the Hilton. I paid one time the ridiculous price for a meal just once out the entire weekend, and that was on the Sunday. And I got myself a burger and chips, as you do. And it was actually quite nice, actually, but not worth 16 fucking quid that I paid for the damn thing. On the Thursday, I went to the new complex across the way. We went to this pizza place on the Thursday, and my God, that was the worst pizza I've ever had. It's meant to be based on the proper pizza, where it's real flat and crispy. It was terrible. Absolutely terrible. Really was horrible. I'm not going there again. So Stuart Nicholson again. What grails do you still have? And do you think any of them are unachievable? To be honest with you, I don't really have grails anymore. My first... obviously I'm a Beast Wars fan. Beast Wars is my G1, if I want to put it in that way as well. G1, basically Beast Wars was the first Transformers series that I ever watched, and it has a place in my heart. It's awesome. I really do like the characters, and I like the show. But I think if it goes for grails for me, some people will be like, really? That's a grail? But for me it is. When I very first started collecting, this was back in 2007. Yeah, 2006, 2007. I went on eBay and I managed to pick up these original 96 Megatron and Primal together, and it only cost me 15 quid for the two of them, and I was like, wow. I would have to say they're a grail for me, because I just love Beast Wars, and able to get an original toy that was all complete as well for both Megatron and Primal together. It was awesome. Right, so moving on. Jack Blinko, sorry for pronouncing your name wrong there, but who would win in an epic sword fight? RD Scourge or Vector Prime? I love Scourge. He's awesome. Vector Prime, but I'm just gonna put my money with Vector Prime, because, well, he's a Prime. Stuart Nicholson again. What was the TF Nation breakfast any good? It was awesome. Tim Sharp again. Now that Hasbro have rebooted the Scramble City Combiner trend and the Headmasters, what gimmick should they do next? Good question. Very good question. Basically, well, they've done the Headmasters. I would like them to do Target Masters. I don't think that's going to happen, because they're pretty much converting every single character into a Headmaster. That never happened in the show. in the show, it was only a certain few that were actual headmasters. Those that were already full-on Transformer, where the head doesn't come off or anything, like, Rodimus or Galvatron or whatever. Those characters, they had target masters instead of a headmaster. But anything else, I would like them to bring back the minicons. The minicons from Armada. I'd like them to bring them back, where they can combine to make combine, like in Armada that you had maybe 2 or 3 little bots that were maybe like a scooter or a skateboard or something, and they all kind of combine to make one robot. I would like them to bring that back again in the future. That would be great, because I really do like the Armada toys. Alright, moving on. Tim Sharp. We've had multiple third-party companies do figures at the same time. Predaking, Dinobots, and now Trailbreaker. What character would you like to see third parties fight over next? I'm a bit out of phase when it comes to the third party stuff. I do know that obviously there's been third party Predaking and Dinobots, but I would like them to do third party Beast Wars toys to kind of compete between them. Because I would like to see how a third party company would do a third party Primal. Like a Masterpiece Primal, because obviously Hasbro are making they're bringing out a Masterpiece Primal and Cheetor. There isn't really any word yet for anyone else, so I would like it if the third party ones would maybe do a third party Rhinox, Rat Trap, Pterosaur. I would love them to do a Pterosaur. There has not been another Pterosaur toy since the original toy line, with the the original toy line and then the Transmetal. I really, really, really want them to do. I'd love to see Pterosaur. I like Pterosaur as a character. It's just a shame he's never really been embraced enough down the line. But yeah, moving on. Tim Sharp again. Fave Power Ranger. Well, I grew up with Mighty Morphin. Love Mighty Morphin. My favourite is the Red Ranger. Bill Harrison again. Has the idea of Optimus dying lost all of its impact due to him always coming back in nearly every continuity? Very, very good question. Yes. I like Prime. I like Optimus. I like the whole message and the whole point behind his character. It is is it like an overused thing? I would like it if they would kill him off and then kill him off completely. But the problem is they won't do that because Prime is a big fan favourite. Moving on. So Nick Hale. This is awesome. Bubs. My question for you, Mr. Knowles, is this: where the fuck have I put Blazing Lockdown's sword attachment? If you could answer this, I would be most grateful. As else, I'll have the undercut myself by about £5. I don't know where you've put it. I don't know where you've put that attachment thing. I don't know. Dave Mence. Hello, Smith. No. Are you ever going to move out from your parents? Hopefully. I would like to. I'd like to get my own place, but the problem is it's very difficult at the moment. I'm only part-time work. I only have a 21.5-hour contract, so I won't be able to do it. I'm looking around for like full-time employment, and then I might look into it at some point. Craig McCutcheon. Is that? I think that's pronounced it right, but I think Chupacabra. Don't know. Stuart Nicholson again. This is the last one on the TFYCC. So right, Stuart Nicholson again. Merry Melodies or Looney Tunes? Looney Tunes. It's got to be Looney Tunes. Right, now going on to the only two questions I've had on my YouTube video. So Smizno comes back again. It says, will you always collect something? Good question. To be honest, I know there's going to come a time where not just me, but a lot of us will get to that point where we call it a day and probably don't either don't collect as much as we used to, or just completely stop. For me, I think I always will buy stuff. I'm one of these people, I don't buy things to collect to complete a set. You know what I mean? Like some people, they buy stuff to complete like that line. I ain't like that. But saying that, I've always been one of these people where if I like what it looks like, I will buy it. Moving on. But yeah, I probably would definitely still collect something. And then last but not least, the Revolticon. Why do Shinigamis love apples? Obviously, you're doing a Death Note question. Good man. Why do Shinigamis love apples? Well, I know Ryuk really loves them. Ryuk loves them. I think it's because obviously back in the demon world, or where the Shinigamis come from, they practically do not have any food like that. That they've not eaten. But basically how they eat is they pretty much feed on human souls. They pretty much connect themselves to a human, and when that human dies, they take their soul, and that's how they kind of keep on living, because that's how, if they don't do that, they'll just die. But the more humans they become attached to over time, it allows them to live longer. Right, so that's it. That's all the questions. That is every single question that I was given on the TFYTC podcast, on the Facebook page and my YouTube video. So, I just want to say thank you ever so much again for everybody that sent in a question and participated. It was awesome. There was some interesting questions that people sent in there. But yeah, thank you very much again. It was awesome of you. So, till next time, my friends, this is me tuning out. Transformer reviews and everything will be resuming very, very, very soon. So thank you again. You're awesome. Peace. See you soon.